In this lesson, we'll be writing inequalities. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to write inequalities with two variables, given a graph, a table of values, and a verbal expression. You should also be able to solve the inequality after you wrote it and verify the solution is reasonable. So from a graph, you need to find the slope, identify your intercept, determine if your shading is above or below the line. If it's above the line, it's going to be greater than. If it's below the line, it's less than. Determine if your line is dashed or solid, and write your inequality. From a table, you also need to find your rate of change, or your slope. Identify your y-intercept. You're going to need an outlier in order to determine the shading. You're not really able to tell from a graph whether it's dashed or solid line, so you might have to write two inequalities. So from a verbal description, we're going to define the variables, determine your inequality symbol, greater than, less than, and verify your answer makes sense. So from a graph, we need to find our slope and our y-intercept. So our slope, I choose 2 points. Go down 1, right 3, down 1, right 3. Our intercept is right here. I can see that my shading is above, so that's greater than. And I can see that my line is solid, so that means it's greater than or equal to. So y is greater than or equal to negative 1/3 x plus 2. From a table, I need to find the slope. So this is going down 3 and up 1. So that means my slope is negative 3. My y-intercept, when x is 0, so that is 5. I'm going to need to graph these points to see if I can find the outlier. So 0, 5, 1, 2, 2, negative 1, 3, 0, and 4, negative 7. So here's my line. I can't tell from the table if it is dashed or solid. But since my outlier here, that means my shading is going to be above. So it's y is greater than negative 3x plus 5. Or it could be y is greater than or equal to negative 3x plus 5. An ice cream truck can carry at most 75 gallons of ice cream. So that right there tells us that it's less than or equal to 75. The table shows the inventory on the truck. Write an inequality that represents the number of gallons of strawberry and banana ice cream on the truck. So those are the two that we're missing right there. So we know that the total, all of the flavors, have to be less than or equal to 75. So if I write 20 plus 15 plus x plus y plus 18 has to be less than or equal to 75. So if I combine like terms, 20, 15, and 18, that gets me 53 plus x plus y is less than or equal to 75. Subtract 53 from both sides, and x plus y is going to be less than or equal to 22. Write an inequality with two variables. Mary has an interest in music. She loves to buy CDs and cell phone ringtones. Each CD, C, costs $14 and each ringtone, R, costs $2. She only has a budget of $56. So right there tells us that she cannot spend more than $56, so it has to be less than or equal to. So our variables are the CDs and the ringtones. So we know CDs are $14, and we know the ringtones are $2, and it has to be less than or equal to $56. Write an inequality. Sierra needs to save money. She needs to open some certificates of deposit at C, each worth $500. She also needs to save $100 each week. She plans to save at least $10,000. So that's going to mean that it's got to be greater than or equal to $10,000. So he wants to save $10,000 or more. So my variables are certificates of deposit and my weekly savings. So the CDs are $500 each. And we add that to our $100 per week, and it has to be greater than or equal to $10,000. All right, so let's look at these and just decide, shading above or below. So if I use this test point, 0, 0, and I plug in 0 for y and 0 for x, that says 0 is less than 3. Is 0 less than 3? Yes. Means my shading is down here. Y is greater than negative 2x plus 5. I'll plug in my 0, 0. 0 is greater than 0 plus 5. So 0 is greater than 5. Is 0 greater than 5? No. So that means my shading is above. This one, 0 is greater than 0 plus 3. So 0 is greater than 3. Is 0 greater than 3? No. So this is a no, which means my shading is above. 0 is less than 0 minus 2. 0 is less than negative 2. Yes. Means everything over there is a yes. Which inequality means at most? That's our less than symbol. Less than or equal to. Which inequality means at least? Greater than or equal to.